way to get this push to work to be simple. Yeah, definitely much easier when I don't have to touch nothing.
Good evening, everyone out there in YouTube land. We are back again for another sweet night of racing here at AK Racing's Wednesday Cup. We're here at Wakefield Park tonight for 3 races of quick fire action. No pit stops required, just pedal to the metal, all 3. Where are we here? Wakefield Park. It's a little bit outside of Goulburn in New South Wales. So, I don't know, it might have a Macca's and a KFC, a couple of pubs. It's certainly got a big merino, if anyone's been there. I had to look up what a merino was. It's a kind of sheep. So that's what Goulburn's famous for. And Todd Carney, who, if you follow rugby league, is also known as the Bubbler. You can look that up on Google later on and give yourself a bit of a chuckle. But here we are following. We've got Brody Yendall in the server right now. Pushing out some laps. Right on board. Have a look how we attack this tight little sort of sweeping circuit. It's I had a little go earlier in the week, and it is. It's short, it's sweet, but it's also quite difficult to get the line correct. And I think there'll be a lot of time made up if you can get that line right. So as we go down the start-finish straight, dip into turn 1, flat peg, and into turn 2, which is sort of, you really want to, I don't know if you want to go that wide, but Brody Yendall using up all the track and a little bit more. Turn 3, 4 into the left-hander, 5 into a bit of a braking zone while you're moving, which is very difficult to do. And again here, we're going to try and dip that front end in to try and get a turn and get a good exit out of this turn. Every single turn on this track is absolutely unique, so really going to test the drivers tonight to keep it off the grass. I think it's probably the main thing. Put all 4 wheels on the black stuff and have a bit of momentum to get around this track. As you can see, it's very winding. Left, right, the turns come at you faster than something that's really fast coming at you. I'll wait for my co-commentator to give you those kinds of comedic gold. She's known for Zach O'Reilly will be joining me in approximately 6 minutes. He's got a bit of dinner on, so he's going to come and join us after that. Attack these 3 races in qualifying. We're going to change up the format tonight just slightly. It's Wednesday Cup's always been a bit of a reverse grid fest, but lately with a fair few drivers on track, it sort of gets a bit busy and a little bit messy lately. So we're going to just try and negate some of that messiness by rewarding the faster drivers. So if you do win race 1, you will start from pole position in race 2. Race 3 will be a reverse grid, but only the top 5. So those guys that are on pace, and looking at the top 5 now, there's only about a second between them, but I'm sure that will tighten up come qualifying, which will be happening in about 5 minutes roughly. So we'll get those top 5 reversed, and I think they'll be battling pretty much that whole third race, which in itself will bring in the guys that are just outside of that top 5. Andrew Ferguson is in the server for the first time this Wednesday Cup. He's been gallivanting around the countryside in Mexico somewhere, or Victoria as we like to call it. But he's back and he's at the rig. He looks like he's got a bit of pace. He's on there for the top 5 already. So it comes naturally to him. Old Andrew Ferguson, good to see him back. Tyler Craig says yo in the chat. What's up, my man? It's been a while since we've seen you on track. Actually, we're gonna cross over to you. Tyler Craig used to race with the V8 series with us. A competent driver, but then went AWOL one day and we never heard from him again. So it's good to have you back, mate. We thought you might have been dead. Obviously not. So we've got more drivers entering the server here at the 11th hour. Cooper Roundtree and Alex McEwen both popping their heads in. So the grid is getting bigger and bigger as we speak. Thomas Wilson's back for some more action here. We don't see him very often, but a very capable driver. I expect to see him in the front, at least at some point during the round. Look at that livery. He's gone for the full weeb Princess. Okay, so half the car is pink, half the car is I guess greenish. Be able to see that properly as not a custom shaders patch whiz. So again, it doesn't look as good as it could. But you just got to bear with that for now. Wade Hallett is top man on track at the moment. He's got about 2/10 over Tyler Craig. He's having a little battle on track here with Ferguson. Reverse the view here and see if Fergo wants to play a bit of cat and mouse with him. Hard to keep up. Oh, and around goes Hallett. So he's done a couple of 100 laps practice, has Wade Hallett. It just goes to show this track is unforgiving. You can have all the practice in the world and still get turned around yourself all on your own. Nick Mello, our championship leader now, is in the server, and it looks like he is technical difficulty free. He was in the Discord earlier saying that his GPU kept shitting itself. So hopefully it can stay together and he can defend this championship lead tonight. So I tell you what, if you drop 3 races, that's pretty much your championship done, because this Wednesday Cup Series is it's very competitive, and we're going to check out the standings once free practice finishes up. But you'll just see how tight it is when we get to that. Kennedy in the pits. Jesse Knoll in the pits. Lachlan Costa back for some more in that distinctive red number 003 Toyota 86. Isn't that the best of starts to the season? He practices well, but I think just trying to find a bit of consistency in race trim. I hear a little giggle there, and that is my co-commentator, Zach O'Reilly. How are you, mate?
Gosh, sorry, I'm very good. Thank you very much, the warrior. I'm just coughing a little bit there. Swallowed a bit too much wine in one swallow.
Oh, well, that's probably a good thing, really. Well, wine's good for you coughing.
It is good. It's very good for your health, good for your blood pressure, good for your heart. So, health food of the nation.
All of the things.
All of them.
Just get you something to look at. Let's try that. And that is the end of free practice. We've got looks like one of the Sparko blue cars. Roundtree and Hallett doing donuts there in pit lane.
That's all right. It's only free practice. We'll give them a chance.
Yeah, that's right. That's what practice is for. Practice your donuts.
Practice them luvies. That's for sure. Tip it in, son. Tip it in.
Get it sorted. But so that is the end of free practice. We're going to take a short break, but we're going to stay on because we're going to have a look at the standings, I think, because this championship is heating up here in round 4 at Wakefield Park. So we're going to...
I'll tell you what. I think there's, if you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I reckon between first, second, and third, there's only about 14 points or 15 points. I reckon, just from memory.
Well, there you go. I think it's something like that. It's a little wider spread than last week when there was literally 3 points between all 3 of them. So at the end of that, at the end of this session, Hallett is on top, but only just by a 10th over Tyler Craig. who is new to the series. So this will be his first race tonight, and setting the timing boards alight with Nick Mello, our championship leader, in third. Jesse Lenol, forever fourth on the timing tower here. Ryan Kennedy fifth. Alex McEwen, we haven't seen him for a little while, in sixth. Andrew Fergo as well. It's good to see him back in the Serga. Yeah, he's back. Ferguson is around, and he's seventh fastest on the grid. Brody Yendall, Lachlan Costa, Thomas Wilson, Tim Smith, Ollie Longley, Cooper Roundtree round out your top 13 for tonight. So I'm just going to jump out of the server now, and we're going to have a look at these standings, if I can get them up. Is that working? Yeah, there we go. As you can see, we got Nick Mello on 237 points. Behind him is Wade Hallett, 6 points behind on 231. Ryan Kennedy, 223. So you are correct in 14 points between the top three. Little gap to Jesse Lenol, Cooper Roundtree, Joe Gillespie a little bit further back as well. Is your top six. Brandon Pierce, I didn't see him in the server tonight, so unless he can make it back in quick, he might be dropping down a few spots. Eliza Jackson, Christopher Farlow hasn't been seen since round one. Longley, McEwen, Costa round out the top 12. We're just going to have a quick look to see if our quality server is up. It is up, so we're gonna jump in there. I've forgotten to unmute Zach, so I will do that as soon as we get into the server.
That's great.
I can hear you, but the crowd cannot. Oh, what's going on here? Taking a while to get into the server. We are in, and who is the first one on track? Looks like Nick Mello. Right along with him.
Always good to get the first jump.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially in these quick fire quali rounds. We've only got about 8 minutes to get around, so you don't get that many laps in. So if you've got the fast SD car or the SD drive, you can log into that server quickly.
Bit of RAM, bit of SSD, bit of GFX, bit of CPU, all that sort of thing. Big combinations.
All of the abbreviations, all of the acronyms. I'm going to ride on board with Mello. Do you want to talk us through a lap?
I would absolutely love to, Chris. And as you come into this first corner, you've got to dive into the brakes. Get really crossed up if you can, just to get that slip angle. It's the double right-hander, but very important. It flows. You've got this long mini straight into a tight chicane. And take that curb, hug the inside here. Get a really good run, and don't overcook it into this corner, else you will lose some delta times into here. You'll run wide, and you'll go straight onto the gravel. Yep, nearly did it. Very good, very good. Beautifully lined it through here. I think when you come up to this corner, from memory, it is off camber. So don't oversteer the car on the exit, else you will lose momentum like anything. It looks good at the moment, this lap, even though it's his first hot lap. I would say that there's going to be some sort of incident down at this corner during the race. There's going to be some hot moves on, because it is tight and very wide on the entry as well. So run onto the straight. Looking like we've got a very smooth opening lap here. Good example to start off the qualifying sessions. I reckon we're going to get about 202. Let's see where we line up. 202. What did we get? I can't actually see it. 108. Sorry, I'm going on the wrong thing. 108. If it was a 202, it would be in trouble.
Just shy
very good job.
Just shy of his practice time, so I reckon there might be a little bit more in it. But he's immediately eclipsed by Wade Hallett, who goes just about a tenth quicker. And I think you're right about that last corner. There's going to be some action. There is going to be some action on there because of that sort of wide entry you're going to have. That's going to leave the door open to a lot of drivers who are going to see that door and Try and fit that little 86 nose up in there.
Spot on, Chris, and I think this qualifying session is going to heat up in another lap or two. We can already see Hallett's a 10th up in the first sector. That track's going to come to them quick, and I reckon I'm going to anticipate about 2/10 quicker than the old practice times. I'm just having a gamble. What do the viewers think at home? We'll see how we go.
Yeah, actually, we should get a bit of viewer participation. Get your bets in now. Who is going to put this qualifying session in the belt for a pole position? That's Nick Mello at the moment, goes provisional, but here comes Hallett across the line. Will he better his time? He does not.
He does not.
Alex McEwen is next in line on a 1:08.4, and he's about to come across the line. It looks
only half a tenth down. Only half a tenth as he made it up in the last sector there. We'll find out in 3, 2, 1, bang.
It does, but it's not enough to knock Hallett off second. Brody Yendall in third, and one of the newcomers to the grid. I think his first race was last time at Newcastle.
It was, yes.
So impressed a few there at his first showing, and he certainly has made some inroads here. Whoa! Up he goes out into the bunda. So he's not going to be improving that lap at all. Looks like Roundtree's had a bit of an excursion off into the grass as well. Our man in pink, Jesse Lenol, now coming around. What's that about the second sector, first sector? It's hard to tell.
In the first, he's onto the second now. Some big hitters here. Tyler Craig's done a 1:08.9 in the meantime. Still not enough. Lenol is looking to improve, but not on the pace of Hallett just yet.
He's just about a tenth down on his personal best at this time, and Hallett has just taken the provisional pole off Nick Mello. It's just, we're going to cross to our man Ferguson and see how he's going. He's about to cross the line here for one of his hot laps. He improves up to 8th position. Kennedy. Up to the top 3. I'll tell you what, there's 3/10 in between the top 4 at the moment, and I suspect this man here is going to join them after his hot lap. Let's on board with Tyler Craig.
The super streamer, as we like to call him.
Haven't seen him around for a while. Maybe he's just been too busy streaming. Gets all the donations there.
I hope his RGB lighting's on red tonight, because in this series it's hot. And he needs to be seeing the red to get through all this, I'll tell you that much.
Absolutely red hot here, and we'll find out, because we haven't got any sector times. Maybe this is just an outlap. I think it is actually.
It definitely is.
So this is just his outlap, so we're gonna stick with him to see if he can better his time on the 1:08.9.
Hard on the brakes.
Certainly were better in the practice set and through practice session, so I expect there to be an absolute flea stick between all these top 5 drivers now. Jesse Lenol ain't too far off from either, so we could see at least half the field within half a second. How good would that be?
That'd be brilliant, absolutely brilliant. The quality racing series in Wednesday Cup. An insane quality, not in front of Tyler Craig. This could hold him up for his lap here. He's a 10th up, and now that is gone. He needs at least another 6/10 to better his lap time. Although he will probably get time to go across the start-finish straight for another crack. I can't tell you who that is in front of me. I'm sorry, I'm not educated in that department. Got Yendall's.
Brody Yendall it is. So we're gonna
see if he can get out of the way there for Mr. Craig, because I don't think he'll be too happy with this. He can't get much stuck down the straight either. So.
Problem is, he is under no obligation to get out of anyone's way here in qualifying. It is gentlemen's rules, so you can overtake if you want, but you're only gonna detriment your time and the bloke in front of you. So poor old Tyler Craig, I think, is stuck in P5 here. Even if he does send it, it's not going to end up well, because he's already 2/10 down. He's probably better off just backing out, letting old Yendall. But no, it looks like he's off into the grass. Hallett, our man, is a 10th up on Nick Mello.
Oh, he's done another 2/10 better in the middle sector nearly. That's,
He's
he's
flying.
on fire.
He could crack the 107s here. Coming
He's on
around
for
the
a 108.1.
final
We'll
turn.
see where that leads him. I don't think he's done it too as well in the last sector as he would like. I think that's where he's going to stay in top spot, unless Kennedy can come through and pull a miracle off. He is up at the moment. This could be spicy, Chris.
Go. This is it. Let's see what he's looking at. Oh, he's got a car
Oh.
off in front of him. That's Ferguson.
Oh.
That's balked him. He's not going to get pole now. He's dropped all that time there in the second sector. One turn to make it up. Yeah, he's going to just abort that lap into the pit lane. Tell you what, he wouldn't be too happy with that.
That's okay. Any consolation with that is he's got the pace. The race is where it counts. You just need to keep it all together here, boyos.
Yeah, that's right. You can't win a race in qualifying, but it certainly does help. We got Wade Hallett, who did take pole position in the end, and an extra point in the championship. I forgot to mention earlier that pole position does earn you an extra point in this championship race. Nick Mello second, Ryan Kennedy third, Alex McEwen fourth, Jesse Lenoble comes in the top five, and there's literally a 1,000th between him and Tyler Craig there. A 764 point something to a 765 point something. That's incredibly close. Brody Endel 7th, Cooper Roundtree 8th, Wilso in 9th, Fergo 10th, Tim Smith 11th, Costa Longley Wells make up our top 14. And we will be back very shortly with race 1. So everyone out there in YouTube land, go and make yourself a nice little cup of tea, drop a bit of whiskey in it, and let's party like it's a Wednesday night. We'll see you all very shortly. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, just waiting to load into the server for race 1. It is going to be all happening. I tell you what, this is one of the closest qualifying sessions we've had in the Wednesday Cup so far. And I don't know about you, Zach, but I'm looking forward to this one.
I definitely am too, Chris. It's going to be spicy into turn 1 and also into the final corner as well. I can't remember the number, sorry. But yeah, absolutely crucial here to get a good start because there's a lot of freight training through that middle sector, but also risk of running wide and putting yourself into that gravel trap, which I tell you slows you down quicker than a drag racing strip catch fence, and you don't want to be out there too much.
Certainly not. I've done a lorry and I've clicked exit the server instead of what I was supposed to do, so we'll get some vision here happening shortly.
Love some. I've still got nothing myself, actually.
Still got nothing. Let's fix that. Goodness me. Okay, it's all happening here.
Your resolution's all... Oh, there we go.
There we go. We're back.
Welcome back.
Fix that up again. Hang on, it's still not quite correct. I don't know why it's done that. Oh my god. How long have we got?
I cannot see.
It's not going to be long, is it?
I don't think so. Oh, we've got a second then. There's only 4 people in the server. I think something's happened here.
We have a false start. Okay. We will be back very shortly once we figure out what's happened.
And we're actually all about to get vote kicked right now, so if we chat shit about it religiously, we...
Okay, we're back. We're back with race 1. We've had a bit of a technical issue there.
Bit of a boo-boo.
Yeah, bit of a boo-boo. These things happen. Goodness me. Yeah, and yes, you do get that on the big jobs. Try and fix this resolution up. I don't know what's going on with it. That's going to have to do for now. But let's get a look. They're away and racing, and it looks like a bit of an even start here. They're all going to filter down into turn 1 with no contact. Everyone seems to have made it through nice and clean. The stewards have done their job perfectly. And we're just going to do that and join back into the action. Zach, can I hear you? Is your mic working?
I'm here.
Yep, you're there. All right, sweet. We've got Hallett that leads Nick Mello and Ryan Kennedy in 3rd. Alex McEwen coming in 4th. It looks like a bit of a tussle here for 6th and 7th as Yendel has...
Yendel's dropping down the field. He's gone right off.
Looks like Wilson's had a bit of an issue there as well. It's a wonderful sight. Look at all these cars on the track. This is a tiny little track, and there's not much room for everyone to make it through. They've done it all right. I think there was only a couple of little shunts there. It looks like that. Who was that just went straight off the... that was Yendel. He's coming into the pits, so he might have some damage as we join the front of the pack.
There's a fierce battle going on with Hallett and Mallow. Mallow's having a crack around the outside. He's going to be gained there. A bit wiser. Going for the switchback, actually. Might even do it again into this corner, but Hallett's closed him off. Beautifully done, son. Kennedy's going to be frothing at this. If this keeps up, he's going to be right all over the back of these two.
There was certainly some good defensive driving there from our leader, and he's got Nick Mello all over the back of him. And as you said, Zach, this is going to bring Kennedy, McEwen, and Lenol back into this battle. As long as these two are battling, there is an opportunity for any one of these guys behind to pick up the scraps.
We're looking at a move here by the looks of it. Malloy's having a dive. It's very good racing by Hallett. He's taking the wide line, giving him space. Is there any overlap? No, not yet. Could be down the end of the straight here. Bit of a suck, but it looks like we've got a three-way train here. This is like absolutely intense racing. Jump on board here with Kennedy.
Absolutely. We're going to see what he sees here. He's got a bit of a leeway, a bit of gap behind him to McEwen, so he can afford to just sort of smoke his pipe a little bit here and just sort of watch the proceedings happen in front of him and hope for a mistake here. He might even send it up the inside. Double thought the better of it.
Whoa, that was intense moving there. Definitely a very unstable car with Mallow at the moment. He is flicking that thing more than bloody Kaishi Tushia, the Drift King, in a drift session. And looks, geez, you get close to the outside there. And that's hurt Kennedy. I reckon McEwen's got him.
Yeah, McEwen
he has.
Absolutely just taken advantage of that. Just one small little mistake from Kennedy. And he's got the pink bloody waifu-mobile, and he's shoved that up the inside, and they say thank you very much.
The old waifu-mobile's on fire tonight. That anime, they'll be screaming, all the anime fans out there. They'll be supporting him like no tomorrow.
Yeah, they certainly will be. They've got episodes of, I don't know, Pokemon on repeat. Turning that off tonight to tune into the Wednesday Cup here at AK Racing, because there is action-packed. So we see Tyler Craig has had a bit of an awful start. He's dropped down to 7th. He's behind Cooper Roundtree, who's had a pretty good start. I'm pretty sure he was down the pack a little bit. So we're going to ride on board actually with Tyler Craig and see what sort of headway he can make through Cooper in front of him.
Love the way that Craig drives the car around the middle sector. He dips the nose in and gets that car turned in excellently. Just makes your opponent sweat in front of you a little bit. He's all over your mirrors, and that's all you can see. He's got a virtual mirror on here. Yeah. You're looking backwards more than forwards at the moment, I would say, especially Mr. Cooper Roundtree. He's under fire, and Craig's going to make that move. Beautifully done, I would say, son. Yes, he has.
Easily done.
And
Cops a little,
Roundtree's giving him a tap just to say, thank you very much, mate, but I want my position back.
Yeah, well, you can see before he made that move, just the gap that he'd opened up to the cars in front. So he's definitely putting Roundtree under a lot of pressure, and he's still under pressure. It looks like Wilson's going to have a little go up the inside here, and having the inside line for the next part of this track is going to do him best, but it looks like Roundtree's got a bit of momentum there, so he's just going to slot back in. Really hanging it loose is Cooper Roundtree. A lot of slip angle, which is, I mean, you certainly need a bit of slip angle in these cars, but too much, and it really hurts your momentum.
Well, the tyres don't have the best wear rating either, so if you overcook them, they take a little bit to come down from my minimal experience, but if you can drive them smoothly, without the limited horsepower, these are a momentum car. The more you stop and start, the less pace you're going to have overall through the lap. It's all about driving line and the purity of your inputs, and that is some defensive driving you've probably ever seen done.
Yeah, Roundtree dipping off onto the inside, but he's going to compromise his line onto the pit straight. It's like Wilson's going to wind up. He's got a good exit too, and Roundtree's going to go defensive straight away, but looks like there's already overlap. Who is better on the brakes, ladies and gentlemen? We're going to find out right here. Wilson trying to hang it around the outside. They're banging a little bit of door-to-door, wheel-to-wheel action. Where is Roundtree? He's come off second best there. He's gone really wide through turn 2 or 3. But they're holding station quite nicely, as you were. Wilson, very aggressive.
Very aggressive there. I would say even to the point where you just don't want to overcook the tyres here. Just bide your time. Roundtree's obviously hasn't got the pace, so take your time, have a good move, and don't try to outdo yourself under brakes. This is getting more spice than a dodgy Vindaloo, I reckon. This is going to be on down here at the last corner for sure.
They've ordered the medium, but they've copped the hot. Happens to me all the time, and it looks like Wilson's going to have that this position here, at least his first crack at it. Cooper Roundtree, that car is moving around. What would it be moving around like, Zach?
I think it'd be moving around more than a belly dancer at a Indian wedding, I'd say.
Yes, absolutely. But he somehow managed to hang on to that position. It looks like Wilson's is starting to get a bit frustrated. He's going to have to... Oh, geez, they're getting close as well. I suspect a block pass coming up soon. He's just going to send it up the inside and block any chance of Roundtree gathering it up and taking the apex for the next one. Well, these two have been at it.
I don't know what these two Sparko cars have been drinking before the race session, but they are defence masters at the moment. They're going left and right and up and down and sideways. Even the cars behind, but in saying that, I think Roundtree still got the position.
Absolutely. Wilson is, I suspect, a little send here. We're coming into the last sector where the door is open, I think, into the final turn. But Cooper Roundtree going defensive straight away. He knows what's going to happen. Oh, there's room there for a little dummy. You know what? Wilson's good for a little dummy. He might even think about doing that on the next lap. He's certainly got a good exit, but Roundtree, he's onto him. He knows when to move over, when to squeeze him right out to the wall there. Does a bit of Michael Schumacher on, geez, who was it? Juan Montoya.
Juan Pablo Montoya.
Yeah. You cannot do that. But
oh, no, he didn't see me there at all. No.
You need to be either blind or stupid.
Hey, and speaking of blind and stupid, you got to be absolutely exactly that to try and make a pass there. I'll tell you what, no offence, Wilson, but let's just keep it simple, mate. Just get him on pure pace. Sit back for the next couple of laps. You've got about 7 to go. And let's have a really good crack at him, especially under these braking corners here. You've definitely got the bigger line, my son. So if you're listening, free advice. Not often you get free advice these days.
That's right, especially off V8 runner-up such as yourself, mate. That's it's valuable information. As we switch over to Tyler Craig, who's made his way up behind Jesse Lenolle. So he'll be looking to make some headway there into the top 5. Just keeping an eye on that battle with Wilson and Roundtree with my other eye.
I'll do that for you, my friend. You keep focusing here. Oh, there's a big nose to tail there. Wow, and Craig's lost it.
Yeah, Craig's off into the bunda, and that'll cost him a couple of positions. As there is a little change for position back here in the field. Looks like Ollie Longley's gone past Lachlan Costa. But we're going to go back up here where the Vindaloo is being handed out for free. Oh, I'm going good tonight. Wilson here now, lining up behind Roundtree again. Can he find a way through?
I'll tell you what, this is going to be spicy, extra spicy, and I think we're going to get some jalapenos into this because it's going to get super hot. When we've got Craig at the back, only 1.2 seconds away with about 5 laps to go, and his pace indicative of prior to the incident with Lenolle, I reckon this could be a 3-way battle right to the line. What do you reckon, Christos?
Well, that's what we hope for here at the Wednesday Cup. Looking forward to down the field. Mello has just made up a 1.5 seconds on our leader, so he's just sitting 4/10 behind him. So I'm keeping my eye on this timing tower up and down because there is a battle for the lead shaping up here. As that looks like Angus Wells coming out of the pits. He'll be lapped down, so hopefully he just gets out of the way of the guys. It looks like, is that Kennedy or who's that up ahead? Is that Fergo off the track? No.
That is Fergo.
All right. We're going to go up here because our battle for the lead is now on. We're going to ride on board with Nick Mello because he has got a overlap coming into the third sector. Wade Hallett in the second of the Sparko cars is on the wrong side of the track, and that's opened it up for Mello. He's going to have the final run into the turn here, and he's going to be later on the brakes. Little block pass, beautifully done, and that looks like the move done, and he's just come straight across to keep that position at bay from Hallett. But look who's behind here, just ready to, just having a little sniff, ready to pick up the pieces. It's Waifu car himself, Mr. Alex McEwen. Oh, look at this. The boys are getting into it up ahead.
This is beautiful. This is fantastic. And McEwen's said, thank you very much. I'm going to send me Pink Warrior car up the middle there. Unfortunately, he hasn't kept it in there, but this is beyond. This is beyond Indian food. This is beyond Spanish jalapenos. This is now full-on spicy meat.
We've got Wilson and Roundtree swapping positions back in the field, but I can't take my eyes off this three-way battle for the lead here. Actually, we're going to just have a quick gaze at what these two are what's happening back here. Oh, give me a better view than that. Come on. Wilson has finally made it past Roundtree, so we're going to go back to this battle at the front. Mello going defensive. He's got Hallett on his outside. McEwen just looking to pick up some crumbs here from these guys, and Kennedy's chiming in as well. Tell you what, with 2 minutes to go, this could be a four-way battle, and I swear we predicted something like this just based off the quali times being so close. The racing is even closer.
Well, we've got Mr. Smooth in first. We've got the Mallet in second, and we've got the Weapon in third.
Oh, the Weapon's made his way up beside beside the Mallet. He's gonna have to just slot back in behind. Sorry to interrupt you there, Zach.
Just looking at that Roundtree and Wilson battle and Craig, and that's also just spiced up a bit more with Craig getting past Roundtree. He won't be too happy about that, the old son, but we'll see how we go. See how if Tyler Craig can take advantage in the last 2 laps here, I would say, over Wilson.
Yeah,
See if he can get that 6th spot back.
Yeah, Tyler Craig just feeling his way around the Wednesday Cup. As we say, he's on debut tonight, so there's a fair bit to learn about these cars and the other boys he's racing around. But that, to chalk it up to a learning experience. He will only get better as the season progresses.
Another one to watch.
Here we've got a 4-way nose to tail now. Kennedy has joined in the battle. This is unreal. Tell you what, there's times I'd like to be on track, and this is one of them.
Oh, by G, by Jingo, by crikey, as they say.
Jingo, by crikey. It'd be good to be just sat in pit lane, getting some damage fixed, watching these blokes battle it out for first.
Oh, that's we see up ascend there from Kennedy.
Kennedy's looking very racy, absolutely. He's come across these 3 guys and in front of him, and he's thinking very opportunistically that anything could come his way now. He's oh, look at this. We've got Hallett having a go up the inside of Mello, sorry. Is Mello going to go defensive coming into the final? We're going to just go on Mello's car and have a look behind.
Have a look from the rear.
Have a look from the back. So we're coming into the final turn now. Oh,
he's done the Alonso.
Absolute great run there. Just might have just lost his line there a little bit. It was being so close up behind that car in front.
Final lap, ladies and gentlemen, and have we got something to serve up for you here? Over defensive there by Mallow, I would say. That's going to hurt him. Hallett's going to come back here.
That's the. I think that's the race.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, jeez. Their timing tower's just giving us the old cold shoulder.
They've given us the dodgy there, but I just checked afterwards, and it has. Yeah, it's certainly Nick Mello, our winner, has come from second spot. It was a second or 2 down there halfway through the race, but he's put his best foot forward, caught up to the leader, and not only caught.
A bit of Tokyo drift.
A bit of Tokyo drift here as well. He's caught Wade Hallett napping. Took advantage of that coming into the final turn, and and just took the lead. It was a great race from Mello. Unlucky from Hallett. McEwen comes across the line in third. What could have been? He had a couple of opportunities there to pick up any scraps there from the two leaders, but just wasn't to be this race.
Very, very good job by our racers here in Wednesday Cup. Overall, very clean, very high standard of driving here, and I would say that it's going to be just a little bit tedious the next race. I don't think anyone wants to give up too much space on the track next time. So see some dives, see some duck diving, and some Olympic battles. We've got the mallet out there in Wade Hallett. We've got the weapon in Alex McEwen, and Mr. Smooth, Nick Mallow, all to watch, along with Kennedy as well. Tyler Craig, well done, me old son, on debut in the top 10. Can't get much better than that. Onwards and upwards, my dear friend.
Absolutely. And on that note, we will be back in a short couple of minutes. So go and refill your drinks. Come and join us for race 2, where we will be starting with Nick Mello on pole. So this will be a good one.
Oi!
Here we go. We'll be back soon. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, with race 2. Just waiting to get into the server now, which we are in. Very good. And we got a minute of 46. Well, tell you what, that last race has got me sweating, Zach.
Oh, I've had to turn the aircon on in my loft here. It is, it is hot. And that's only us. Imagine what it's like in those racing cockpits of everyone who's sitting on the grid right now. I would say this is just going to be full 21 degree air conditioned style climate control-esque inside these guys' heads at the moment. That's for sure for the next race.
Yeah, they'll be keen for a bit of aircon. I don't know if they can get them in the 86. Maybe they do actually. They're fairly stock. They're fairly stock, these things. So.
Oh, I don't know. They've got no horsepower, my old friend. So any extra momentum or stress on the crankshaft is going to cut the power. So I think those air conditioning compressors, will be well and truly deleted, as would the power steering as well, I would say. Who knows? Who bloody knows? But main thing is, they have engines, they've got power barns, they've got grip, and they've got great racing pedigree from Gazoo Racing. So what more can I say? Thank you very much, Toyota.
Absolutely. I was about to say there's, most importantly, they've got some of the best drivers getting around here in Australia, here at AK Racing.
That's an understatement, Chris. Turn it up, mate. Give it that we are the best. No others.
Absolutely. Just going to turn myself up. Thank you to Buller for the advice. Let's see how
we've got 6 seconds until we are racing.
Geez, that went quick. All right, we're away and racing, and it looks like it's a fairly even start from the front row, but Mello's going to have the whole shot with Hallett on the outside. McEwen looking up the inside of Kennedy, and he's going to get that position done. Wilson has made up
got a beautiful run here. He's going to take it, Mello.
Mello is going to take it. Let's have a look. Looks like no, Hallett has.
No, Hallett.
Yeah, he's centered around the outside, and he will take the lead for race 2. Mello in close proximity. McEwen third, Kennedy fourth. Wilson's had an absolute cracking start, and he's made his way up to 5th. Jesse Linnell 6th. Tyler Craig 7th. Cooper Roundtree, Yendo, Fergo's navigating the middle half of the back rear, and it looks like someone's around there. That's Tim Smith.
Looks like Costa got into Smith then.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like there was 2 going into 1. And that never works for anyone. Kennedy and Mello swapping positions. Mello's fallen back down the order. He's going to be 4th by the end of this first lap. He's gone from 1st to 4th. He's in an absolute shocker here.
I think he's done the old pressure switch on the tyres and they haven't come on. I think he'll be relenting that decision. But it could help him further on later down the race. We'll find out in 15 minutes.
Absolutely. I think that might be more the case. He's absolutely off the track there, maybe a little bit flustered after that start. But as we saw in the last race, he really turned on the pace towards the end. So actually, coming to think of it, the last couple of rounds, he's been stronger at the end of the race. So whatever he does to those tyres, being a fixed series, there's not much to adjust in the way of setup. Tyre pressure is one of them, so maybe he's gone a bit of a softer pressure and waiting for those tyres to come up to temp and pressure. Might take a little bit longer for him, Zach.
I reckon so, and we've seen some good moves here. Craig's on the march. Lenoll took advantage of the start, and then he's completely stuffed it coming into the hairpin. And Yendel's going to be all over the back of Roundtree. I think Roundtree's nearly around. Oh no. Nearly. I was going to say pun intended there, but he's going to fall back a couple of positions. Not too happy in that cockpit, I would say now. As Yendel has made himself into the top 10. We've got Fergo Roundtree here as we ride on bird with Fergo. He's just looking at these guys going, bro, turn it up. And we have a spin. We've got a double spin.
Oh,
Everyone's around. Fergo's around. They're all in the fence.
Oh, that's unfortunate for Fergo. He was rubbing his hands together with all that battling going on. Unfortunately, he come out worst off out of all of them, and now will trail off to the end of the field.
I love you, Fergo. I'm so sorry about the commentator's curse. It only lasted about 0.05 of a second. I cannot say I'm any more sorry, my dear friend.
It's certainly real. The commentator's curse is real. We try not to make it happen, but anyone out there in Chatland, if you want us to curse someone, just let us know. We can have them turned around in under half a second, apparently.
Hey!
Nick Mello now coming up behind Ryan Kennedy. He's had a shit start to this race. He started off the front row in pole position, to be exact. So he's just going to have to take a few deep breaths, figure out where he was quick before in the last race, and try and implement that into this race. Tell you what, passing on this track doesn't seem to be the easiest thing. There's a lot of defensive lines that can be just as speedy as the race line with all these sort of zigzagging left-rights. You can compromise one turn to get an exit out of the next. So very strategic trying to set up an overtake here.
Very much so. Very much so. I would tend to agree, but in saying that, if you want to be where you are, you want to make sure those tyres are going to last to the end. And I think that's where we look at Mallow with his strength, as you said earlier. But this is a cracking battle. We've only got 1.5 tenths. I think Hallett's going to block him here fairly, so to speak. Use the same word twice. I think Mallow. Oh, McEwen, sorry. McEwen has found his way off into the grass. I would have a look at the stewards for that one. Chris, what do you reckon?
I think there was a slight amount of moving under braking from our leader, but maybe that was sort of diminishing returns there. It looks like he was always going to run out of road on that line. But I was going to say Hallett's had a fair bit of practice in defence mode tonight, and he's fallen off the track somewhere as well. He is... Where is he? Here he is, here, and he's down to 6th, so he must have had a little moment after coming into contact with McEwen. And that gives our man Ryan Kennedy the lead, so he will be taking that with 2 hands, and a little bit of a slide for the cameras as well.
Don't celebrate too early, son.
Yeah, he's still got 10 minutes to go. Hold those slides for the final turn. Nick Mello now is only half a second behind with Thomas Wilson, who's made up an absolute shitload of positions here in this race too. So the car is certainly coming to him as well. McEwen will be spewing about that earlier exchange, as he really had eyes on that first position. Couldn't quite get it done though, with a little bit of a tangle up with Hallett.
I'll tell you what though, that hasn't deterred him from anything. Have a look where he is sitting right now. He is all over the back like Wilson, like a fly to a piece of shit. And I would say that Wilson is just getting a bit shaky, maybe thinking of going over defensive. But we'll find out. I think this is going to spice up in about 42 seconds, Chris. I'm going to count it down.
Seconds. All right, you go and do that, and I'll try and talk for 42 seconds straight. As anyone that's around the sim racing community will know, if you've got Alex McEwen behind you, you've got to do your best in defence, because he is one of the best drivers out there that I've ever encountered. Had the pleasure battling with him many times in Wednesday Cup, V8 Supercars, and all sorts of other series along the way. So he's certainly one dangerous driver to look out for, as Costa and Lanola are swapping positions down in the field. Looks like Costa's going to take the little inside run down the final turn, but Jesse Lanola's got the switchback, and Has he got a bit of overlap there? He certainly does. So this will be a test of braking. Who can get it done? But Jesse Lanola does it easily. We're going to have a look up the field now with Alex McEwen all over the back of Thomas Wilson, and that must be about 42 seconds.
That was about 41 seconds right there.
Did that all by feel. Didn't even look at the clock. I must be a drummer.
And that is very close under braking. You don't want to get too close. These Assetto Corsa Physics have a bit of a sensitivity to little touchy-bangy sort of door-rubbing-esque collisions. So keep it clean, boys. Keep it clean. But McEwen's just putting Wilson under a bit of pressure here. He's sort of setting him up. He's not braking as late as him, but he's going where he needs to. Setting that momentum up for the last corner here onto the straight. Hopefully there's a bit of suck, Chris. I don't know if there's too much suck here.
I don't think the straight is quite long enough to take advantage of any suck if there is. If we just have a look there visually, you can see he does make ground towards the end here, but it's far too late by the time you get to that braking zone. And I'll tell you what, a couple of laps ago, McEwen was only a second and a half off the lead. He is now almost 3 seconds off. So, yeah, he's going to want to get this pass done soon and efficiently if he wants any chance of winning this race.
Well, his racecrafts and smarts will definitely come into play here if his head's in the game. As you said, he is one of the best drivers to come across us in the Wednesday Cup Series, that's for sure. Yeah, but he's got to be careful because we've got Craig and Hallett behind him, all licking their chops, hungrier than a lion at a dead carcass. And I think for a second there that Craig was going to get the move done, but Hallett said thank you very much. I'll take that.
Wilson's proving to be just a little bit of a cork in the bottle. He might be happy with a bit of third step of the podium right now, and he's already going into defensive mode. Probably knows he doesn't quite have the pace to keep up with Mello and Kennedy in front. As you can see, he was three tenths down on that final lap, so he's probably just picking his lines and trying to survive this last 6 minutes. But as you can see, McEwen now going for the big send, and he's pushed Wilson wide, but done the right thing and got out of the throttle. Gave him the position back, and well, I'll tell you what, there's There's one for our stewards as well. That's if we had a replay function, that'd be good to look at because there was a fair bit going on there.
That was the old under braking, run wide and turn into your opponent and send one off. There's always 2 into 1, Chris, as you said earlier.
Yeah, there's not quite enough room on this track for 2 into 1. And with those other 2 cars out there, it was all happening. It was all a bit busy. But here, Tyler Craig has made up a position from the start, so he's up to 6th now. He's got Wilson in front of him. Wilson was 3rd 4 corners ago. But copped a little bit of a hit from McEwen. We'll see what the stewards have to say about that after the race. But for now, it's play on. Kennedy with... we're going to go up to our leader now. Kennedy has bridged a gap out to almost 1.2 seconds to our race 1 winner and championship leader, Nick Mello. So he'll be starting to... he'll be starting to see the finish line. 5 minutes to go. What do you reckon?
I think so, and if he keeps this pace up and just consistency, he'll stay that second in front. And the only one thing you've got to worry about here is the old mind games. That little voice in the back of your head just telling you keep it smooth, but keep it quick. And then sometimes you think, shit, he's only half a second behind me now. I better get a hurry up. And that's when you can make mistakes. And I think that's exactly what's happening here by the timing screen that we have got up there for you viewers at home. And that little voice in the back of the head will just be getting a little bit louder.
Oh, won't it what? Especially when he knew he had 6/10 up his sleeve only half a lap ago. I think there was a couple of compounding mistakes. So he's just gonna want to put his head down and maybe not even look at the relative now. Don't look at the gap. Just focus on your braking points. Focus on your turning points. Focus on your throttle points, more importantly. And just get yourself to the end. It's only about 4 more laps. Don't have to think about being defensive yet. But I tell you what, Mello, as we've seen in the past, can make an overtake happen, and especially if it's for the lead.
He's doing an excellent job, Mello, at these final few laps in every race. I don't know how he does it. Might have the old grip.exe on the 86 series, I would say, but we'll find out soon because. Credit to Kennedy, he's gathered himself and put another 2/10 on Mello in that last lap. We'll see where he get there on the last corner. Yes, he does. Very well done.
Yeah.
So still a hot chance for Mello, but still a very, very strong chance here for Kennedy to secure the win. And he's done a quicker lap. He's done an 8.4 versus an 8.6. But Hallett, an 8.2. He's on fire. This could get spicy. This could get very spicy. I think Mello might just sort of have to think about maybe in the last lap just being a little bit defensive.
Yeah, well, we'll see about that. We've got 2.5 minutes. I bet Mello's probably focusing all of his attention forwards rather than backwards just yet. But I reckon now it's that he's bridged that gap out to around a second, has Kennedy. So he's really responded after those couple of mistakes in the penultimate laps a couple of laps ago. But I tell you what, this will be a good points haul for Kennedy. He's 3rd in the championship, and he'll get a little leg up over his rivals. Mello, as we've seen, is absolutely on fire towards the end of these races. He really enjoys a car with slightly worn tyres and a bit less fuel in the tank. Maybe that's how he does his practice. Who knows? But he's I know for one, he does use a H-pattern shifter, so for all of you out there that use your paddles and think that's quicker, well, here's the case in point that the old H-pattern and right foot braking, heel towing does the trick.
There was a reason they invented that in the first place, because they had to find a way to be quick, and sometimes the original is the best.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it took me so long to get used to left foot braking that now I can't do the right foot anymore. That's just for throttle for me.
Happens to the best of us, don't stress.
Yeah, hats off to him. We're looking up and down the field. We got Jesse the Knoll coming up on the back of Cooper Roundtree. He's been our 4th place man pretty much every round so far. just hadn't quite had the pace to keep up with the top three, but he certainly had the pace on the rest of the field, and he's always had a bit of a lonely race, poor old Jesse Lenol. Looks though he's had a bit of a shocker to start this round at Wakefield Park, so he's got one of the Sparko cars in front of him, and he's making up ground quite quickly. So if he's got maybe one more lap. This will be the final lap, I think, depending on where the leaders are. Do you think they might get around in 41 seconds?
Oh, we could be on touch and go here.
Yeah,
Very touch and go.
This will be super close. You'll find when it is super close for a timed race, people start to think how much fuel they've got in the tank, whether they put enough in for that extra lap, whether they anticipated it or not. Round three.
Tell you what.
Sorry, you go, mate.
No, that's fine. I was looking at the live championship battles at the moment, and this result is definitely going to spice things up in the championship. Now, especially considering that Kennedy, who was in third after the first race, is now leading, and Hallett was in second, and Mallow was on top. So, it is going to be on, ladies and gentlemen, for this final race.
Yeah.
I'll give you the mail.
Tell you what, yeah, so Mello will still be clear, but I think Kennedy and Hallett will be fucking neck and neck. Not much to them. Let's have a look. Kennedy does cross the line for the final lap, and he will win race 2 for the evening. Nick Mello in second. Wade Hallett, the mallet, has come across the line in fourth. McEwen had a bit of tomfoolery there. We'll have to check with the stewards after the race to see what's coming his way. Thomas Wilson has popped it into the pits already. Tyler Craig makes up one position in total, started in P7. He's going to go and check out the scenic options here at Wakefield Park. Roundtree 7th. Lenol.
Virgo's had a beautiful slide there. That was perfect timing there, Munro. That was beautiful.
It was, wasn't it?
Well done, well done, Mr. Fergo. That was fantastic.
Well done for Mr. Ferguson. He's going to park it in the sand trap.
And a top 10.
Yeah, he's going all right for, he's been on hiatus for how long? He's been away from the sim rig for months. He messaged me the other day and he said, "Oh, can I get in on the Wednesday Cup?" I said, "Of course you can."
Absolutely,
Wouldn't
anyone.
be,
Well, come one, come all.
Absolutely, and that is that also applies to you viewers at home if you're watching the races. If you want to get involved in the racing, I'll get someone watching to pop up a link to our Discord. Jump in, message one of the admins and say, "I want to race Wednesday Cup," and we'll sort you out. But we want to run through those standings again while I do some back end stuff. Zach O'Reilly.
So we are looking at Nick Mallow currently 267 points in the championship. So where did he finish? Is that the question that you're asking, Chris? Because I've completely lost where you're up to, my dear friend. So we're looking at Kennedy first, Mallow second, Hallett third, McEwen, Wilson, Craig, Roundtree, Lenol, Fergo, and Costa round out the top 10. Excellent racing, but the championship at the moment, holy mackerel, have we got a fight on our hands. Mallow is in first, 267 points. Wade Hallett, 259, so only 8 points between them. And then further back, we've got on 245 points, Ryan Kennedy. The good JFK himself is up there, and Lenol, Roundtree, and Gillespie round out the guys in the 100 or so point ranges. But, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, Alex McEwen, Elijah Jackson, and Longley, all on 90 points each for 10th, 9th, and 8th. So that top 10 is absolutely up for grabs. And we are still, how many rounds are we into the championship now, Chris? I would say we're 4 out of 6?
Correct.
4 out of 7?
Correct. So we've got
you go.
This one and 2 more to come.
Well,
and that'll be it.
Ladies and gentlemen, you want racing? We've got it. You want competition? We've got it. You want the best drivers? We have it. Everyone here at AK Racing is absolutely at the top of their games. Come and join the Wednesday Cup with us all. We've got a cracking final coming up here. Go and get a drink. Go and get a cup of tea. Go and have your meals. If you've got a 2-second meal, whack it in the oven, get it on, come back and enjoy some racing as we go to the final here for round 4. chilling out.
All right, we're back, ladies and gentlemen. How is that view? It's tell you what, I don't know what my game's doing, but it's giving me some funny resolutions. I'll have that sorted out for next time. But we've got a reverse top 5 here with no, we haven't. Okay, it looks like it's well, we've got Jesse the Nile and Cooper Roundtree off the front row. Looks to be Kennedy and Hallett off the next row. So I don't know how this has actually worked out, but must have made a mistake somewhere. But here we go. We got the lights up on the track, ready for a start here in race 3. Zach, do you want to call us through?
I'd love to, Chris. I haven't got any vision, so you go ahead, my friend.
Oh, maybe that's a good idea. We've got a even start from the front row. We've got a Roundtree and Lenol neck and neck with, it looks like Roundtree's going to take the whole shot with Lenol around the outside. Kennedy making his way up the inside for third, but Hallett is going to try and hang it around the outside through the grass. I don't know if that's going to work for him, but thankfully the way the track goes, that is going to have him on the inside for turn 4. Oh, Kennedy's gone right off the track, and he's going to just shove it up the inside of Hallett. Oh, my goodness, here it's all happening. Zach, I can't give you any vision just yet because it is all happening. But once this settles down, I'll get that to you. We've got Nick Mello coming in 5th, McEwen 6th. Wilson right on the back of McEwen, looking to put some pressure on. Lenol looking for the lead, actually. He's had a great run through that section there. And Hallett's going to have to go defensive into the last turn. And he's that brings his... that's Roundtree in the lead. And that brings his teammate, Hallett, up the inside. They're going to go 3 wide into the final turn. Oh, this isn't going to work out well. Oh, my goodness. They're bumping, they're shoving. And that will give Jesse Lenol the lead after the first lap. We're going to just have a look at what sort of overlap we've got here. It's Hallett is going to have to slot in behind. It is all happening now. Give me 1 second to get my man some vision. And we got some vision there for Zach O'Reilly.
Now we're back in racing.
His Roundtree has fallen off the track somewhere. But Jesse Lenol has taken the lead, and he will have that comfortably.
The pink machine, I'll tell you what, he's going to be under all sorts of pressure here, Lenol. He'll be shitting himself right now. I'll give you that tip.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got change of positions here with Tyler Craig and Ollie Longley. Looks like Craig's shot it up the inside there in the second sector, but they're all really close. We're going to have a look out the back of Jesse Lenol's car because he is under pressure now from Wade Hallett. Coming up into the final section. Yeah, look at that. Hallett has got that turn in. Oh, my goodness. So that's going to put him. Yeah, that's going to put him with a substantial overlap coming into turn 1.
The old mallet's just gone bang up the inside of the car of Lenol, and he's just served him some thank you very much medicine. And this is still on like Donkey Kong here. No, Wade just thinks wisely.
Gonna have to
think about the momentum, son. You got Kennedy behind you. He's going to be on the assassination attempt, so to speak. Wilson's going to be in there as well. Mallo's going to be in there. This is all on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, man, women, and beast.
The top 6 separated by about a second right now. We're going to ride on board with McEwen and just get a look at McEwen's eye. Look at what's going on here. Rubbing doors is Wilson and Mello in front. No way through for Alex. He's searching which way, left, right, which way is he going to go. He's probably he's better off just sitting in behind Mello here and trying to just pick up any sort of slipstream. Bit of bumping and shoving there from the inside from Wilson. But no harm, no foul. Play on, boys. And keep it clean. Keep it respectful. And that's certainly what they're doing tonight. Hallett crosses the line.
1087, 1094, 1094, 1091, 110s, 110 dead, 1089. These guys are lapping pretty consistently with each other.
Yeah,
it's just starting to spread a little bit here, the old gappages, and McEwen has just gone up the inside of Wilson. So thank you very much. It's all happening, boys and girls.
He'll have
Kennedy is just all over the back of the knoll like a fly again, as I said earlier, to a piece of dung. And he'll be hanging on there, trying to shovel up some of that poo and chuck it in the rubbish and say, thank you very much. That's out of the way, as he does so fantastically. Well, very good move there by Kennedy.
Yeah, I don't think Lenol really put up much of a fight there. He sort of just sidestepped him. He might be looking at a bit more of a long game. As I said earlier, he might not have the pace today. Oh! A little bit happening back there. Might not have the pace today, so he does want to get stuck battling guys that he's not in a race with. He'd be looking for that fourth position that he's so comfortable with so far this season. I don't think anyone's got more fourth places than this bloke. But that'll be the fastest lap from Wade Hallett at 1:08.4. I expect those times to tumble as we shed off some fuel and get towards the end of this race.
Just don't use up your tyres too early, Champos. Please don't. I love them, but you got to think the long game.
Well, as you can see, our championship leader, that's sort of his tactic, isn't it? He keeps it smooth early. Mr. Smooth, they call him.
That's exactly spot on, Chris. Absolutely spot on.
Just carves up towards the end of the race because he's just got that much rubber underneath him. And because everyone's so close, everyone's battling. If you can be half a second quicker than the bloke in front of you, then you're going to go a long way towards winning this race.
Well, as I say, where will you be if you pass third? You'll be in second. And if you pass this guy in first, where will you be? You'll be in first. So, true wiser words never been spoken there, Munro. And very top action. I can't even speak anymore. Very good stuff there for yourself.
Can't speak. Yeah, as a wise man once said, if you first pass the line, you'll go a long way towards winning.
Oh, shit. We'll just spread out a bit now. The only real battle we've got here is Lenol and McEwen. The timing towers have just done me over again. That's fantastic.
Yeah, they look
beautiful mid-pack battle.
Yep. They're all nose to tail, but all very similar pace, so they're sort of... Oh, it looks like a mistake there from Mello, which will bring McEwen right up behind him. Let's see if we can have a look at what Alex is seeing here. Got this tight little left-hander, which brings us into the final sector, up over the top with a right-hander, and then that final sort of weird off-camber right-hander to bring us back onto the pit straight. Mello using all the track and more. McEwen not quite close enough to make a move. Mello now, he's looking very loose in the rear end. This is the longest race of the night. It is a 17-minute, so I think that'll be an extra lap than what they've done previously tonight. So I don't know if that one lap is going to make a difference with the tyres or not. But if there's one man we're going to... Oh, here he goes. He's got a great run here. Problem is...
Beautiful run.
He's on the wrong side of the track, Zach.
Might do the old switchbackaroo over the outside Shane Van Gisbergen style NASCAR. Are we going to see something special here? No. Very smart, McEwen. Very smart.
Just ducking into the suck and trying to get that down the hill. Maybe just set up a move here. Mello was onto him early and covered off that inside line, knowing that you could stick to that tight inside line there. And actually, look, that you can see the ground he made up there. That's probably the preferred racing line, really, to be just sort of tucked up on the inside of that left-hander.
Well, it opens up the corner so you can keep the wheels straighter for longer, which means more momentum, Christos. So, especially with about 190 kilowatts or so, maybe from the engine, you got to keep it smooth.
Yep, you got to use every kilowatt, and you got to use every inch of track to keep that momentum. Speaking of momentum, Wilson's making his way through the field. Jesse Lenol couldn't do much about that. He had such a good run down the pit straight, did Wilson, and Lenol was sort of helpless to do anything but try and... Well, in the end, if he braked any later, he'd be off into the bunda, so he didn't want to do that. He had to just slot in, and luckily enough, he slotted in front of Craig.
Tell you what, Tyler Craig's going to be feeling like a homeless man at the back of the bakery at 2 a.m. on a Friday night. He'll be wanting some piece of this leftover bread here from this battle.
He'll be looking,
from Linoleum Wilson, that's for sure.
he'll be looking for crumbs worse than a pigeon at, I don't know, Times Square. Here we go. I'm no good at... sorry, mate. I'm no good at these things. We've got a swap for the third place here with McEwen taking over Mello's spot. He's made that work somehow. We didn't catch that. But we're just going to ride on board with Craig on top so we can get a better view of what all is happening in front of him here.
Just biding his time, which is good. I like to see. Beautiful slide there. Don't overcook it on the exit there, son. Linole's just flinging the arse end around more than a $2 hooker at a strip club. And I would say that's going to hurt his tyres for the end of the race. So Tyler Craig might be in for a chance here, or maybe even a fifth. We'll see how we go.
Well, he was sixth last race, and there's
every position. One position from the last race is improvement. And what is going on here?
That's a lap car. We've got Angus Wells just getting out of everyone's way, and he's done it. He's done it perfectly, actually. Well done to Angus.
I haven't seen that bit of a blue flag get out of the way manoeuvre in a long time, and that's saying something. Very well done, son.
Yeah, we are. I don't know how many laps we did of Townsville on the weekend, but we didn't see anything like that.
Absolutely not. And it's all heating up here. Craig is only 3/10 behind Linol. Unfortunately, the old server's done the old lag thing and made him look closer than what he is for a split second. But keep it there, Craig. Keep it there. Don't let that frustration that you generally have boil over and rage quit, son. Let's have a good crack. Keep it there. Persistence, my friend. If you get sixth, you've done well every single race this round, my old son. And that's promising for the next round. That's true.
Tell you what, when you come up on the back of the little gaggle of cars like this, you're starting to count the positions. You go, oh, I'm in seventh.
Yeah.
If I can overtake that bloke, I'm sixth, fifth, fourth, third. I'll tell you what, there's a podium on for him if he can make his way through these four cars in front. And I bet you that's what Tyler Craig is thinking. If I know him well, which I do not, but he is a racer, and I think we're all pretty similar when it comes to that.
As Crompo says, a racer's racer.
He's a racer's racer, absolutely. He used to do a bit of commentary as well, so we might see him in there one day, but better to see him on the track. As the two leaders have actually checked out here. They've buggered off down the road about 5 seconds in front of Alex McEwen, who is now stretching the gap to Nick Mello, who's we're still waiting on those tyres to come to him. So he's had a strong start to this round, but I don't know if he's carrying damage or he's just a bit flustered here from the goings on at the start of this race. But
if you're still flustered by this stage, I doubt it. I think he's just playing the old dark horse, the old long game, coming from 4 lengths back on the straight. He might come home and take a podium place of McEwen if McEwen is overusing those tyres, because there is a fair gap between himself and the front two. So pressure's on, son. Pressure's on.
Yeah, that's true. Mello probably knows that. He's not going to make up 5 seconds in 4 minutes, but he can certainly make up 1 second, and that's the car in front of him. So that's his target here. He doesn't have to throw it all at the wall, straight away. He can bide his time. He can just chip away at that lead 10th by 10th until McEwen's under so much pressure and might force him into a mistake, and then that's wham bam, thank you ma'am, that's a podium for Mello. There's a change for the lead here. We didn't see that. It looks like Hallett's fallen off the track. There was a bit of dust kicked up, and that'll give Kennedy the lead. He'll be absolutely flying with that.
JFK's run the presidential race and absolutely come out on top in some of the states. He's gone straight through to the lead.
Tell you what, all of his Marilyn Monroe singing Christmases at once. I don't know if you get the reference, but I was trying to get there. It didn't really,
I'm with you.
Didn't really work. Happy birthday, Mr. Kennedy. Here he is, and he's now first. He's leading this race with Wade Hallett in chase close behind. There must have been a mistake there because they were about half a second and 6/10 the gap before I realised. So and that's brought McEwen up 3 seconds in, but Mello's Mello's closing that gap down too. He's got that down to almost half a second. So this, as you say, mate, the Vindaloo is being served up here tonight. And we've got 3 minutes to eat it.
Well, I tell you what, you need a bloody quick microwave to get it any more spicier or hot because with the limited time left, I think Hallett's done himself a mischief here, done a Keithy George, and literally come through with that mistake, and that has ended up costing him. Hallett just, the old Mallet's just striked himself in the thumb, I think, under pressure, and I think he's just put himself. Oh no! Unenforced error by JFK.
Yeah,
son.
We've seen him go wide at that corner before too tonight as well, and that I think that was when Mello got through him in the first race, and he's made the same mistake again.
I think he ordered Marilyn Monroe and he got bloody Cyndi Lauper. I think he was a bit upset.
He was too busy watching the ant, watching Jimmy watching the ant go across the table, so he won't be able to help you this time, officer.
Turn it up.
Must be getting to the end of the night here at AK Racing Wednesday Cup. Good to have you all at home viewing. How many we got? We got a few. We got a few watching. A few comments
4,000. Every 4,500 of them watching at the moment, Chris. It's been bloody moo. Yep.
There you go. I won't make such a dick of myself next time. But we've got it's all starting to settle down again. It was heating up a bit. But the boys have had a couple of glasses of milk and cooled the jets a little. Mello is the closest. We've got the closest battle on track here. Is Mello just trying to chase down Alex McEwen, and he's not going to give it up easily. Both of these boys are experienced. Yeah. Both of these boys experienced. He's going to try and put as much pressure on it as he can to try and force a mistake. So this will be interesting to see as they come around.
Oh, send it!
That's a send. That's a send if I've ever seen one. I don't think Alex was expecting that, and he's just absolutely pulled his pants down there. As we said earlier, he was just setting him up that whole time. He knew he was
like an alpha boy to have him hurt there, that's for sure. Pants right down before he knew it.
Beautiful move there from Mello through the dummy. Didn't look like he was going for it, and then last minute, bam! Thank you very much. And he'll have
absolutely. And what timing to do it too. That'll be the final lap of the race.
This is the final lap of the race, and McEwen hasn't got a lot of time to make that position up. I don't think he's. Tell you what, he's going to have one more chance maybe, and that'll be in the same position that Mello got him on the previous. So we're gonna have a look and see if he can set himself up. And this is the turn here to do it. If he's going to do it, he needs a good run out of here. Oh, just trying to keep that wheel spin to a minimum, and I think he might just be a little bit too far back, Zach.
I think he's cooked his tyres, and Mello, saying of that, he's going to have to go defensive here in the last corner, Mello, because McEwen will have a good centre on the outside, maybe even the switchback. No. Very well defensively done there by Mello himself, and Hallett comes through. Kennedy second, Mello and McEwen third and fourth. Excellent racing, gentlemen, out front, and that is a close finish. That is very close, closer than I expected there. Nolan sixth, Tyler Craig seventh. Well, that's equal BB for Craig. Coming through here now as we go down the straight, just a bit of a scenic route. Roundtree and Costa. That's going to cost him ninth place there, Costa and Fergo. Our other debutant for tonight, top 10. From what I know, that's probably half a chance for Fergo tonight to roll a leg over a top 10. I've heard otherwise, but that could be bigger beyond there. I know a podium's a certainty, but top 10's half a chance. Well done, Mr. Ferguson. Longley in 11th, Smith comes through in 12th, Wellesley in the old distant 13th coming through here, the number 166. And that will El Finito this beautiful round 4 here. And what about that racing tonight, Chris? That has been absolutely magnificent to broadcast and watch. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I had an absolute pleasure. These boys really turned it on for us tonight. I hope everyone at home had an entertaining watch, if anything. Tell you, and it was. I think this track just brought it out. Some of the closest racing we've had in this series so far with
And the cleanest.
Yeah, pretty much the top 4, top 5. Definitely the cleanest. Maybe only 2 or 3 incidents that we picked up. As I said earlier, a new addition to this series is a little stewards team that I've put together. So they were watching as well. So I'll be awaiting their report after the race to see if we were correct in our assumptions that it was cleaner, and I think it was.
I would say exactly the same and agree. And I wonder if those 4,500 viewers of ours think the same, because they were watching our stream, but maybe they see things differently. You know, we are racers, but the general public seem to see a lot more than we do on the odd occasion. So please feed your feedback through. Give us a DM, give us a follow on the old Discord, and we should be on for next round, because I think the championship is absolutely red hot. And I'm saying we're talking about apartment building fire-esque hot. Multiple rooms next to each other, joined up together. And this is on like Donkey Kong for the second last round of the Wednesday Cup season, Chris.
It sure is. We've got Wade Hallett, Ryan Kennedy, and Nick Mello all pretty much fighting it out for that top spot tonight, with Wade and Ryan putting in some good performances. I don't know what the spread's going to be like, but it's going to be. I'm going to drop my quota for the F-bomb. It's going to be fucking close, ladies and gentlemen, coming into the next round. And I'm looking forward to seeing what can happen in the next round. Speaking of which,
where are we headed?
Yeah, I might just go and have a look at that. I should know it off the top of my head, but I'm going to go and refer to the calendar.
I'll help you out there. We're at Oran Park there, me old son.
There you go. We are at Oran Park.
There, and that place now, ladies and gentlemen, for our 4,500 viewers, if you are too young to remember, that place is now a real estate complex. Unfortunately, got knocked down, but it is iconic. And it was a double-story racetrack. And once you see it, my friends, you will understand exactly what I'm saying. And don't let the old it must have been crap because it was a housing estate. Now, for you, this place turns the racing on, and I mean Donkey Kong levels here.
Yeah, it's an absolute pleasure to race at Oran Park whenever you get the chance. Thankfully, we have sim racing to immortalise these tracks that have been taken from us by greedy developers and pain in the ass residents that say it's too loud. Track knocked down.
Let's move in right next to a racetrack. Complain about the noise.
Absolutely, that was the fate of this track here, actually, that we raced at tonight, Wakefield Park, until an anonymous bidder came and bought the joint and said, "No, we're not knocking it down. We're keeping it going." So, hats off to them, keeping Aussie motorsport alive.
Thank you very much, random citizen of planet Earth.
I should have looked up who it was. I read a quick article this afternoon about it.
Would it be some billionaire, I would say, Chris, with probably more money than me and you will get in 5 lifetimes, I would assume.
Absolutely. If we had more, I'd be out there racing myself. But here we are in our basements.
And I'll give you the mail. It was a gentleman by the name of Steve Shelley.
Good on you, Steve. If you're watching and listening, cheers for that, mate. You might have to come and save Lakeside up here in Queensland too soon. I hear the locals are whinging about that too.
Well, I'll tell you what, this gentleman already owns a racetrack. He owns Pheasant Wood in Goulburn, and he would have used the equity on that land there to probably buy Wakefield, and now look at him now, he's got double the equity that he ever had. So I reckon you're safe up there in FNQ, Christos. It's
a smart move. Old Steve's playing a bit of racetrack Monopoly. Just trying to get all the same colour there in central New South Wales.
Yes, and speaking of land monopoly, it's all going to happen at Oran Park. There will be fighting over real estate on the black stuff there, because you do not want to go off at Oran Park, else it is sayonara into a barrier, and it's going to be up for sale and up for grabs, hotter than an auction at a relic down in Egypt there. And I look forward to that next round, Chris. It's going to be one of the best rounds of the season, I can anticipate after tonight's form.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, with the championship heating up and obviously a bit of traction around the Wednesday Cup, we seem to be getting new drivers every week, which is great to see. It could be anything. It could be great. But I'll tell you what, to all the viewers out there at home, thank you so much for joining us. I think we're gonna wrap it up there. And Zach, do you want to sign us off, mate?
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, everyone of every pronoun that is out there. Everyone is inclusive in this world. I would like to thank Chris for hosting this event again as the back end, and we look forward to seeing our competitors and our viewers and everyone involved down at Oran Park in next Wednesday. What would that be? That would be the 12th of July. Love to see you there, fellas. You've got everything you need here. The best races, the best crowd, the best commentary team, the best hosts. We've got it all here at AK Racing. Thank you very much. Yibbity yabbida.
So that's all, folks.